friends. So let's just say you just received your Inner Voice report via email and you don't have a scanner yet. So you're going to get two emails. One's going to be your AO Scan report. The other one's going to be the audio. So let's look at the report. So one, you can actually click on the link, which I'll show you in a little bit. But if you scroll down, it actually gives you a little bit of Inner Voice, talking about how our voice basically matches with whatever is going on physically or emotionally in our body. There's a lot of links between music and emotions. There's lots of research and data out there. And what this is basically doing is taking a snapshot of your voice for 10 seconds and analyzing the highs and the lows. So as in this email, it says Inner Voice diminishes frequencies that are in excess and supplements frequencies that we lack. Because again, we're always trying to stay in balance. If you can think of everything in the body as a pair, male, female, positive, negative, yin and yang, the body is always trying to stay in that nice homeostasis. Inner Voice records your voice and analyzes 12 notes across 9 octaves. We have C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A, and B. It focuses on the 3 highest notes. So when you look at your report, you're going to see 3 high notes and then 1 low suppressed note. That is the 4th one, or the 4th report. And that is the one that you want to focus your time and energy on. So if you are limited with time, just listen to the 4th one, put those glasses on. You can get colored glasses, which I'll go over all of that too. So Inner Voice is going to help harmonize our everyday life by improving concentration, creativity, mindfulness, emotional intelligence, stress management, and relationships. How do you use your Inner Voice? Improvement requires daily usage. Your dedication will be rewarded. You will receive an email with 4 audio files that correspond to each of the zones outlined in your report. Listen to these 4 audio files 2 to 3 times a day, anywhere, on your smartphone, your tablet, your computer, whatever you have. And it's best to use quality headphones. It still will work if you do not have headphones. To strengthen, we can use chromotherapy, which are the colored glasses that you can also purchase from Solex. They are relatively inexpensive. So now you're going to add some chromotherapy into the retina and help the limbic system of the brain. So you can see here, the high frequencies are G sharp, C, and F sharp. The low frequency is going to be F. So there is sometimes some confusion when you're looking at that graph. The high frequencies are going to be the higher number. So you can see here, G sharp is 20.1. So that's going to be a high frequency. The next high frequency is going to be 19.3. And here is your C. The next high frequency will be 16.7. So you want to go by the numbers up here, okay? Now the low frequency, maybe if you're just looking at this graph, you might think, oh, well, that looks like G because there's pretty low frequencies there, but it's actually going to be F. And actually these two frequencies, 9.7, 9.7, actually line up. So it might be a little bit of combination of F and G. It's not A, even though A is low, because A is 12.0. So 9.7 is going to be lower than 12.0. So that's why F is going to be the low frequency. Now we have the 4 reports. This is report number 1, suppressed emotions versus self-expression. Report number 2 is unacknowledged versus self-validated. Number 3 is angry versus accepting of change. And then number 4, this is the last one. So again, if you're short on time, this is the one that you want to look at. This is conditional love versus unconditional love. And then listening to that 4th note tone. So there's a couple different views of Inner Voice. There's 2 different ways that you can do it. On the scanner itself, let me pull up this. If you go back to Inner Voice, there are actually 2 different bars that you can select. I always like to do the microphone with the Heart Plus because that gives you not only the emotions, but also the physical. So now if you look at the report that I just showed you in the email, this is the exact same thing actually on the scanner. Okay, so suppressed emotions versus self-expression. Now what you see is supportive color and note. So if you had your light wave glasses, you could put the orange color on. Some of the emotions correlating with suppressed emotional versus self-expression are also including these. Some potential causes for why you're expressing that emotion could be these. So we've got chemical toxicity, human tapeworm, white potatoes. Vitals, some of the things that you may see pop up on the vitals scan are going to be these items: CoQ10, silicon, adenoids, and tonsils, or immune system. And then this report is nice because this is something that's simple. Most people can read and understand this report, and it gives you some recommendations for what you can do to help address some of these, in addition to using the glasses and then listening to the tones. So kidneys, we have increasing hydration, adding some digestive enzymes, maybe see a chiropractor. Digestion, we have pre and probiotics, minerals, stomach acid, otherwise known as HCl. Large intestine, we have hydration, again, pre and probiotics, and eliminating any food sensitivities. So what you're going to see too as you go through these reports, you might see some things that are just repeated. So increased hydration came up again, increased trace minerals, taking pre and probiotics. Again, in this report, using HCl, increasing trace minerals. In this report, increasing hydration, consider chiropractic adjustments. So those things were all items that were reflecting in some of the other reports. So that's what the reports look like. Now, if we look at the tones are going to sound whoops. You're going to have 4 different tones. This one's doubled. I don't know why this was in here twice. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. So the 4th one is the one that you can focus on the most. So if you're short on time, just pull up the 4th tone. In this case, it's going to be B is going to support F. So what they did was they took the appropriate frequency that your brain needs and they embedded it in the music that you're listening to. This is why you want to use good quality headphones. So that's what your reports look like. You'll get 2 reports, one with a link to actually go view your report, which is what I just showed on from the scanner itself. There are 2 different views you can look at it. If you don't like the pulse tones, which is this view, you can go back to the classic, which is our original version that we had. But the reports are still going to be the same. So you still have your 4 different reports. You're going to get suggestions for the colored glasses. You'll also have some recommendations of things that you can do to help balance out these emotions. Now, a lot of times people will look at the positive emotions and then the negative emotions. So you have to ask yourself, where are you in that spectrum or that pendulum? Are you leaning too far into the positive, or are you leaning too far into the negative? So again, inner voice is striving to bring that back into homeostasis, so you're not so far on one end or spectrum versus the other. So if you were going to listen to your tones, again, you can select. If you just have 5 minutes to do, that's great. You can do 10 or you can do continuous. You also have the ability to change the pattern, which you'll see in a second here, the wavelength, the octave, and then if you want to change your music, which I'm going to do, you can also hear more vibration or feel more vibration if you have bone conductors. You can hear more of the music or less of the music. And you'll notice this will oscillate through. So now we're on F sharp because it's green. It'll actually go through all of the different colors. So now we're on C. So we're red, then it'll go to purple and blue. The 3, 6, 9, watch the pattern here. If we want to do 1, 1, 1, that's what it's going to look like. 1, 1, 1, 1. Again, it's just a different pattern. Maybe you'd like the sine wave. Maybe you like sawtooth. Maybe you like the square. You can change the octaves. And then again, you can change your music. So this is customized. There is no right or wrong. This is customized for what is satisfying and pleasing to your nervous system. So play around, find something that you visually like to see, that you can feel with the bone conducting headphones. Maybe you do like to feel a little bit of that pulsation back and forth in the cranium around the TMJ joint. Maybe you want to play with the different types of music. Everyone's different. So find something that works for you. This is what's so beautiful about this, is you can literally customize this for you. The frequencies are still there for you. And again, this is what your report looks like. It goes through how inner voice works. If you want more of the scientific explanation between that, and then again, you get your 4 reports, positive, negatives, and then balancing harmonics. So that's actually really cool. The other thing too is if you click at the top of the right here, there's a question mark. And this is with all of our scans. It actually gives you a brief explanation on what it does and how to work through that module or that part of the scanner. So if you have some further questions, there's also a video here that you can look at too if you get stuck. So that is typically what we at Kimberly Quantum Collective offer as a complimentary scan. So if you've never had one, feel free to reach out to KimberlyQuantumCollective.com, or you can email KimberlyBodywork@gmail.com. We would be ecstatic to be able to offer this to you for free so you can get a glimpse inside of what your emotions are trying to express to you. Because think about it, people who have physical issues, most of the time there's an emotional root to it. So in quantum physics, we have learned there's 5 different bodies of consciousness. There is the physical body, there is the vital body, which is your energetic body, so we can think of chakras and meridians. There is the mental body, so that is our thoughts, beliefs, the stories we tell ourselves. There is supramental and then bliss. So bliss is more like godlike consciousness, intuition. When you're looking at why we have physical pain, everyone focuses on the physical. That's what we do in conventional medicine. But there's a lot of people who just don't get better. They're still having pain despite going through all different types of conventional methods of treatment. What is the missing component is addressing the emotions. So if you look at physically where you're having issues, there's a lot of emotions that are attached to that. So an example would be someone who's got a neck injury or someone who has thyroid issues. There's usually going to be issues with feeling frustrated, not being able to express themselves. Maybe they've been suppressed. Maybe their voice has been suppressed. Maybe they're not allowed to speak their mind. So there's a lot of unresolved subconscious junk that just hangs out that'll actually start to manifest physically. By the time it's manifesting physically, that is your body literally screaming for help. This is what I love about Inner Voice, because the report is literally your body telling you exactly what you need. So Inner Voice is wonderful. Like we said, if you would like to have a complimentary scan, if you've never experienced this before, please reach out to one of us. We have multiple practitioners at Kimberly Quantum Collective, and we would love to get you started with this. So thank you, and I'll have more videos.